Very autumnal. All the trees looking a little bit lifeless. It's a cold morning. Very autumnal. I like autumn. Right then guys, welcome to the video. I hope we're all good. Today's video is basically just going to be me running through my off-season goals, which hopefully some people will find interesting. But as of right now, sorry for being rude and going off screen, I have to reach my food. So it's time for pre-workout. So I've got frozen cream of rice and a frozen Pop-Tart, and I'll tell you what, it's thoroughly enjoyable. So I'm going to eat this, and then it's time for upper. So obviously we're in lockdown at the minute in England, but luckily me and Reese have got a private facility to train in. So I'll take you along, show you what the gym's like, and take you through a full upper session, and I'll just chat about my off-season goals. So sit back, enjoy, and yeah, make sure you like the video as well. So then guys, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to run through my off-season goals while the latest upper session that me and Reese did is playing in the background. So we are currently training in a private facility, which we're very lucky to be able to train out of. So that's where we're training currently, and split is still the same. So any questions on training at the minute, please ask, but obviously subsequent videos will be covering a lot of that anyway. So I'll just leave the session on in the background. So off-season goals. So we're well and truly into the off-season now. Obviously it's only been a full week, but I'm 4 weeks post-show. But I'm 1 week sort of post-end of prep, because obviously it came to an abrupt end with the news that the BNBF had to postpone their show. And then with that, I wasn't waiting another 4 weeks to start growing and get into a gaining phase. So I just decided that it was the end of prep, and it was time to focus on growing, which is so far going well, enjoying it. Obviously we're only a week in. Food focus is still pretty high, to be honest, and still a little bit hungry, but not too bad. I'll go through sort of where I'm at currently after I've gone through my goals. So first, basically the first goal is to compete again come 2022. So that would give me 18 months of an off season, so plenty of time to grow, plenty of time to make a big change in my physique. I would like to have at least 10 pounds or more on my stage weight next time, so that would mean I'd be competing at pretty much like 180 plus, so depending on how full I am. But yeah, that's kind of the goal. So 18 months of growing. Obviously there'll likely be 1 to 2 mini cuts within that. But yeah, definitely 2022 rather than competing next year. I just want to grow everywhere. Everywhere needs to grow. Everywhere needs to come up. There's nowhere that's big enough. Potentially my arms, but still I still want to be bigger everywhere. The main areas that we need to focus on are going to be my calves, my hamstrings, my glutes, my adductors, and my delts. I think they're my biggest weak points. My quads, arguably as well, but I believe that more so those areas, calves, hams, glutes, adductors and delts, are the primary muscle groups that I really need to focus on bringing up. Like I say, everywhere is going to be growing, but they're sort of where it's going to be a little bit more focused, and the frequency is going to be driven up on those, especially on the lower body parts. So like my frequency on my calves, my adductors and my delts, and my glutes to an extent, and hams to an extent, are going to be higher. Glutes and hams not taking frequency super high because they're large muscle groups anyway, so they're not really going to be able to accommodate much greater frequency than they have at the minute. Volume can potentially go up a little bit. But basically what I mean by increasing the frequency of my calves, my adductors and my delt training is that I'm basically going to hit it more frequently, more often. So I'm going to hit them more times per week, not like more volume in the sessions or anything like that. But I'm basically going to hit calves 3 times per week at the start of 3 of my sessions, just as a rest pause set. Delts will be hit 3 times. When I say delts as well, I mean side delts. Obviously front delts will hit through pressing. So I mean side delts and rear delts. So rear delts frequency taken up to 3 times per week rather than twice, same with side delts. And then adductors 3 times per week as well. Obviously at the minute it's not ideal training adductors like on cables, but it is what it is, and we're managing as we are at the minute without an adductor machine. So other than those goals, and basically all the goals are going to coincide anyway, I just want to be a lot stronger. I want to get silly strong, so strong that it scares me on a lot of movements. And I've done that before. I did that in the last off season. I got to the point where I was pressing the 52.5s overhead, and I never thought that I'd be doing that. So if I can get the same level of strength, but with an extra year on, like I've still maintained a lot of my strength in prep. I pressed the 50s for 3 on a low incline the other day, and my best in off season was the 55s for 3. So yeah, I've lost 10 kilos with the strength on that lift there, but that will come back very, very quickly. And yeah, I'm excited to see what I can do in the gym. And we've got a very good environment at the minute. Obviously, training with Reese is where I need to be at the minute. It's very, very productive sessions. We both know how to tap into each other to make sure that we're both getting everything out of every session and every lift. And the environment in terms of the gym, the private gym we've got is great, and very grateful to have that at the minute. So yeah, get crazy strong, keep on top of my recovery. So something that I find it's easy to neglect in the off season is recovery. You almost think, well, I'm eating a lot, so I'm almost like indestructible, which definitely isn't the case. So I'm going to be having bi-weekly visits to Aaron. So Aaron at AB Sports Therapy, I'll be going to him every other week just to keep on top of things, even if I don't feel like I've got any niggles, just to keep on top of things, and make sure that I'm able to continue to train pain-free. I still have a lot of niggles at the minute that were there, but in the last off-season and in prep, like my sciatica is never perfect, but it's better. I get a little bit of lower back pain, but things like that, if I can negate those and train pretty much pain-free, then that'd be awesome. So then, other than that, I want to be even more meticulous. So obviously during prep, I was very, very meticulous with everything that you do. Every little task, every macro is tracked bang on, and everything, even like nutrient timing, is perfect. So I want to be that meticulous throughout the off season, which so far so good. A little bit more lenient with food, like I say, with food focus being pretty high still. But not to the point where I'm eating so much that I'm making myself feel sick or anything stupid like that. I'm not gone on a post-show binge. I enjoyed the few days after the show, or after the show got cancelled, the second show. I enjoyed those few days, rested up. I had 5 days not completely off the gym, just to rest and enjoy some downtime. And then obviously from Monday back on it, back tracking everything bang on. And to be fair, I was tracking even on those 5 days. I was just eating a bit more and enjoying some different foods. So yeah, be even more meticulous with everything. Rest more. So we are currently still on the same split that we were doing during prep. So pull, push, legs off, upper, lower, off. But the reason that we've stayed on that is just because of the limited amount of kit that we've got in the private gym. But when we hopefully at some point get back into a gym, we're likely going to go to a 4 times per week, which would look like leg pull, rest, push, legs, rest, upper, rest. So it'd be 4 days on over a 7-day split, which would obviously work quite nicely in terms of having an extra rest day over the week, which generally means that we're going to recover better and be able to train harder in the sessions, but also just gives us a bit more time in terms of social time, like and time with family and friends, but also just for business, to have like an extra rest day to be able to get through loads of check-ins is really quite needed right now. But at the minute we're happy keeping the 5 times per week split. When I say we, like I generally mean me and Reese, because we chat about all these things all the time. It's when I say we, I'm not saying myself as we or me and you guys watching. I mean we as me and Reese. And then the final goal is to just produce more content and continue to produce content on a multitude of platforms, just to try and help grow myself as a brand and grow my business and help as many people as possible. Because it's all well and good documenting a prep, but the prep is just the diet phase of all your hard work anyway. So there's so much more to bodybuilding than a prep. It's all the hard work is put in before the prep in terms of growing the muscle that you need for while you're on stage. So I want to keep producing content throughout the off season and educating people as much as possible, and also to help me in terms of growing my business and my brand. So they're the primary goals. And so far so good in terms of productivity wise and ticking those off and getting things moving. Obviously, any questions anyone has on anything I've added there, please feel free to ask in the comments. So we're currently, like I said, 4 weeks post the UKDFBA, 1 week post what would have been the BNBF. So I'll put a few photos of me now in comparison to like the UKDFBA and peak week of the BNBF, because we're obviously only a few days out when it got cancelled. So I'll put some photo comparisons on. So I'm currently hovering around 176 pounds. My lightest weigh-in of prep was 166 pounds. So what I wanted to do post show was gain 5 to 10 pounds on my 10 pounds on my lightest weight and 5 pounds on my stage weight. So my stage weight was like 171. So I've gained 5 pounds from there, and obviously my lightest weight was 166, so I've gained 10 pounds from there, which is exactly where I wanted to be in order to basically just get hormones in a little bit of a better position, and reduce food focus, reduce fatigue, diet fatigue, and just sort of start to feel a little bit better and feel like a little bit more energetic day to day and be able to start feeling myself again, really. So that was the goal, and obviously that was achieved straight away, really. Within those 5 days of rest and recovery, I was up to 176, which is where I wanted to be. And now I'm just holding that, and this is the start of the off season in terms of gaining a productive rate from here. So like I say, I'll put some photos on the screen so you can see where we're at, and then week on week with the YouTube videos, whether they'll be weekly or bi-weekly, I'll keep on top of them as best as possible, and there'll definitely be one per week as a minimum. I'll continue to update people with the progress and how things are going in the off season, and hopefully we can tick off all these goals and be better come 2022, but also just improve along the way in all aspects of life, and not just in terms of how I look. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll leave the video there, guys. So like I say, any questions on anything there, please feel free to ask. But I hope you all enjoyed the video, the first one, I guess, of an off season. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you could like the video, that would be much appreciated. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you all in the next one.